So happy to introduce my friend here. Jan Perry served as LA City Council person in the 9th District for years. That area used to be known as what's called a food desert, and Jan was one that helped to enact restrictions on fast food restaurants to make people who lived in that area have the ability to buy healthier diets. She also served as general manager of Los Angeles Economic and Workforce Development. She's currently the executive director of Shelter Partnership. This is a nonprofit organization that is deep in the fight against homelessness in Los Angeles. Since its creation in the 80s, Shelter Partnership has distributed nearly $300 million worth of goods to 250 homeless shelters in Los Angeles. I also serve on the board of Shelter Partnership. Very proud of that. We are the largest warehouse facility in the United States serving homeless needs. Jan, nice to have you here.
Good to be here. It's nice to see you both.
What
I love
breed
your
of dog
set.
are we hearing in the back? Because I thought you were disagreeing with something I was reading about.
You know what? He hates it when I get on Zoom.
Oh, no, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll do the best we can.
Oh, sure. No, we're just glad to have the chance to talk.
We want to meet Doggy if he wants to be on your lap.
Okay, yep. You can, yeah.
Next time.
So, Jen, homelessness is turning out to be maybe the biggest issue in the LA mayoral race. Whoever gets elected, that will be the issue that will prove their worth. You agree?
Yes, absolutely. And it has to be the one who has the plan that makes the most sense and that the voters believe can be accomplished. And they have to speak to how to implement, how to fund, what the thresholds are that they have to meet and within what time frame. This can't be theoretical. We've run out of time. We are beyond the tipping point of the number of people who are living on the street in tents and in encampments, and in some cases just right out there in the open. And, it's not good for the people who are on the streets either. It puts their lives at risk. They're subjected to untold violence. It shortens their lifespan. And if they didn't have mental health issues before they got there, the longer they stay out in the street, the greater the likelihood that they will develop mental health issues.
That's an interesting point. And while we're talking about that, are there any little glimmers of hope that you see in the solution of this problem, like the development of transitional housing or the transition of abandoned hotels? Is there anything you see out there that looks like it might work on a larger scale?
Well, there's no one solution that will work. And there is so much to be done that any effort will move the needle even slightly in the other direction. People have their favorite approaches. You may be reminded of the encampment that was in front of the Veterans Administration over there on San Vicente, and then they moved everyone inside the fence, and they had the support services inside there with a grouping of what are called tiny homes. While they had a bit of a blip on the screen with an accidental fire, it was a good structure to immediately get people off of the street, inside the fence, in there for services. There were hygiene facilities, laundry facilities, and then to recreate a community that was safer and more stable so that you can begin to, if you will, minister to people or administer services to folks and to be able to pull them back in the other direction. That's just one example.
Well, folks tend to look at homelessness as something that should be easily solved by the correct party. If the correct party were in, like the problem at the border, like these problems should be easily solved. And they are complex problems that are sometimes could be seen as a symptom of a greater societal problem. Every homeless person has a different story and has different needs and a different reason why that they are currently without a home. Can you help people better understand the complexity and the compassion that's necessary for us to even approach solving this?
Well, start with this compassion. Would you leave your own family member to live out there in the street? I wouldn't. So you have to start from that perspective, that everything you do, the resources you direct, should be intended to get people off the street and into help and into recovery. And it starts there. And a lot of folks are out there for a number of reasons. You'll rarely find someone who's out there because they just lost their job. It could be they lost their job and they've got other things going on. You can call that a dual diagnosis or a multifaceted diagnosis. Some people are vets who, are trying to recover from PTSD and haven't gotten into a very structured situation yet. People who are victims of sexual violence or violence in general. Women who've been beaten, people who have addiction issues, and of course, people who have mental health issues and have just, fallen through the cracks of our society and our provider network or our continuum of care, if you will. And so they need help, they need structure. And while we deliberate, they continue to suffer and the community suffers as a whole.
You've probably been asked this question before, and it may sound completely naive to even ask it, but when we see somebody who's on the street and asking for money, should we give that person money, or should we hope that they would be better served through one of the programs that's providing help?
I'm going to be very blunt with you because, I have been asked that question a lot. Mm-hmm. Giving somebody who's on the street money actually doesn't do that much good for them, but it might make you feel better. It makes you feel better. It's like when the people drive to Skid Row and they open their trunk and they give people sandwiches and then they go away. Did they advance their cause? I don't think so. I used to tell folks, if you really want to help folks, go rent space in the James Woods Center, which is right in the middle of Skid Row, make a hot meal, and then bring some social service providers in there and start providing services to people who've come directly from the street so that they can get help. Don't just drive in and drive out. That doesn't do anything. Same thing goes with the money. You give somebody some money. So you gave a homeless person some money today, and then what? There's no what after that. People need services. They need structure. They need somebody they can follow up with. If you have a favorite provider, you might ask them for their business cards and keep them in your car. And instead of, giving people money, give them a card and say, call this number for help. And there are a fair number of people who live on the street who have burner phones. Okay? So there is that ability to find a way to communicate, to call for help.
Well, this issue is part of your consciousness every single day of your life because you're executive director of Shelter Partnership. Discuss the business model. I'll tell you what drew me to Shelter Partnership. I've been hosting their events for 20 years or so. Was the brilliance of the simplicity of this organization. With very few staff people, they do this huge amount of work. And describe how that works, Jen.
So, as you know, you've been out to the warehouse. So the warehouse is out in Bell, California. It's 105,000 square feet. And we do have a small staff, but they're very focused and very, very experienced. We receive new goods, unused, not for sale, from the private sector, from corporations, from family-owned businesses, and we distribute them throughout our network of about 300 social service providers in and around the county of Los Angeles. I was just on a call yesterday with some of the staff, and a group was expressing an interest from the Inland Empire. So we have a little relationships building in Ventura, something in Orange County. So the word's beginning to spread, and we're sort of the ground zero for providing these new goods, not used goods, but new goods that are not for resale, to support organizations who actually have clients who are unhoused.
Yeah. So you have a company like Gillette or Procter & Gamble that have changed their packaging or their logo. And really, most of the time, the product inside the packaging is exactly the same as it was before, but they clear them off the shelves. And so they decide they'd like to donate 200,000 razors to Shelter Partnership, and then we sort of supply them to the homeless shelters. It's wonderful. Or mattresses, or just daily living things, bedding, clothing at Christmas time, toys. And it's a constant flow of stuff. And we look for partnerships from two places, from corporate if you have a company that has a product that sort of meets the description that we're talking about, we'd love to hear from you. Or if you're an individual that understands the need and feels helpless in your work on homelessness, let us know. shelterpartnership.org. Anyway.
That's great. No, you captured it very, very well. And I kind of look at it as we're part of that human infrastructure delivery system with the connectivity to all of these organizations. And we're the hub, and you're seeing that graphic right now.
Now, do you have you can choose to pass on this question, Jan, but do you have a mayoral candidate that you think is better suited to address this problem?
You're funny. Hard pass.
Hard pass. Okay.
Not get. Hello, I work for a nonprofit.
Got it. Okay, so I can say vote.
We
for
love
Karen
everybody.
Bass. Vote for Karen Bass.
Okay. Well, it's your podcast.
It's my podcast.
You can do whatever you want, but we love everyone.
Homelessness in the United States has increased like 30% since 2015 or something. So how about LA County? Has the increase been as severe around here?
Yeah. In case you haven't noticed.
No, I have.
Yeah, you have. So I've got a few stats here. So we have roughly 70,000 homeless residents. Over the last 5 years, the number of folks in LA County has increased by about 20,000 people. It was 50,000 in 2017. It's 70,000 in 2022. And as you know, we are constantly the national news because of this disaster. And just a little side note, some of the fastest growing demographics in the community are people who are LGBTQ plus people ages 18 through 24 and older adults over the age of 65. So we've got issues on both ends of the age spectrum, young people and older people who are quite likely on fixed incomes and are being squeezed hard in this market.
So we've got the boomers coming up. That's a large group of people who are getting into the 65 plus group. And then we've got kids who maybe kept whatever their wiring is, they kept it under wraps so that they could live out their childhood at home. But now they have the internet and ways to express themselves and recognize who their actual truth,
right.
who they actually truly are. And once they express that in sort of a certain type of a household, it's considered like not a non-starter and you're going to have to leave. So that's what I heard when you said those two demographics.
Yeah. Yes. And that's exactly why I brought it up, because it's growing rapidly. And, there are some good providers, and I can't name all of them. So, I don't want to forget one,
right.
But that are targeted to people who are LGBTQ plus, in an area where younger people tend to congregate, just on the edge of Hollywood or into Hollywood. And then for older adults, we have to just keep building housing that is affordable for people on a fixed income. And we have to move faster. We're not moving fast enough.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I just want to mention before we run out of time that there's never been a greater need for the services that Shelter Partnership provides right now. And like other nonprofits, COVID tagged us. Because the irony is that there was never a greater demand on the services we provide. And then there was never a greater strain on the services we provide because of homelessness in the COVID environment. So I think it's just straight up important for me to appeal to you. If any of this resonates with you, go to shelterpartnership.org. You can make a donation of any size. We have lots of opportunities. We have social events coming up. We got a bingo thing. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Check it out. You might want to be a part of that. But I think if you, like a lot of the population in Southern California, feel helpless about this, and every day you drive in an underpass that seems to increase in its population, this will make you feel empowered to help Shelter Partnership because it is a direct line from your philanthropy to the homeless situation. We hope you'll give us a view.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Fritz, for saying that. We get a lot of philanthropic funding, and we solicit private donors and just regular folks. Everybody helps, and when you help us, we're able to help thousands of people just stabilize their lives and get on a road to recovery. You'd be surprised what just getting a dental hygiene kit can do for someone's quality of life or their health, their confidence and their self-esteem, or to have a clean set of clothing so that you can go to a job interview and really get back on your feet. So everything is geared towards helping those who are already helping a client base and putting people on a road to recovery.
Well, you're doing a great job, lady. You've only been in that job for a year, but your experience in navigating the political environment in LA has been so helpful in helping us be successful. So Thank you for what you do, Ms. Jan.
You're welcome.
And go to shelterpartnership.org for information. If you're a company there's no minimum that a company can donate, right? You have to give thousands of mattresses or something. You can just give a little amount. It has to be non-perishable, though.
Yeah, yes. And of course, donations of money are always welcome. Mm-hmm. And there's no limit to that either.
Okay.
All right.
We'll talk
to you guys later.
Okay,
nice
bye-bye.
to meet you. Bye-bye.
Bye.